Hello, and today I'm going to show you how to use VCarve and set up different scenarios with it, such as you taking a Google image and editing it to aligning your paper correctly so you can cut strips of sheet metal, etc. So first, you want to go here to the job size. I'm just going to make it 25 by 30, and the thickness of your metal obviously goes in the Z coordinate right here. Now, if I go and I want a Google image, so I'm gonna go type in Google, should bring up, and I want to, let me make a badger head, not here, badger, yep, Wisconsin. So, I want to make, a badger image and logo black. And white is normally what I type in. So there's many different options. I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to, right here, I am going to copy image, go back into your VCarve, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to click paste. And you can obviously adjust your size of what you want. So since this is the wrong orientation, I am going to go back to this job size up here, and I'm going to click it, and I am going to edit this. So I want it to be 35 the height, the width, and I'm going to make this 20. So that it is orientated correctly, I'm going to take my image and drag it where I want it. So you're going to use these little white bubbles and get the little cross sign, and you're just going to drag. Now after you have selected an image you want, you're going to click on the image, and there should be a bird up here, and it says trace bitmap. You're going to right click it, and it will pop up with this. So we want black and white. All of this stuff doesn't really matter. You're going to scroll down, and you're going to click this preview button, and there's the preview. So you're going to click apply, close, click on the image again, and click the delete key. Now here is our Wisconsin Badger sign or whatever. So now here's things where it gets complicated. So we have to make sure that every word, everything is connected so that when it cuts out, it doesn't cut out our image. So if you look, all of these little lines here will be connected. The mouth will not be connected, so we might have to edit that. These faces should be connected. We are going to have to edit the badger head so we get some of these lines. And if we want the words university, it's going to be a longer process. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to come here to ungroup objects, and I'm going to ungroup objects back into the original layer. So now every single line is now unconnected from each other. So I can come up here, and I don't really want university. It would take a decently long time connecting each to the solid block or to the solid pieces of the metal, so I'm just going to delete it. This line right here holds Wisconsin, so I'm going to I cannot, okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to delete university. You can either you can click shift, I believe, yep, shift, and you can select as many things as you want. You can also drag your mouse to create the little box here, like so, but you might not get everything you want. So now what I am going to do is, this little line here, I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to get rid of these little sweater marks. They'd be okay to have, but I think for the image of this, we do not want to deal with them. Actually, what I will do is, if you like the sweater marks, we can get rid of this outside border, which doesn't really matter. And I'm going to select up here the draw rectangle tool. And I am going to draw the border. So now this is the piece of metal that it will cut out last. So I'm going to... So this line obviously is connected to the S, the N, the O, and all the other letters other than the W-I-N. So what I am going to do is I'm going to zoom in with the zoom function, which is right up here. It's I think it's this one. Yeah, so this button up here will zoom it in for you if you need it a little bit zoomed in. So now that we have the zoom in, I am going to draw lines so that the I, the S, and all of these lines are connected so we can get rid of this border. So I'm going to take the create line tool. It'll look like this. It'll be right next underneath the circle creation tool. Let's draw a line. So I'm going to connect the S to the ear and then click escape. So now we have a line there. And then I'm going to take another line. Oops. And I'm going to draw a line there. Click escape again. You want to click escape so close out of the line so you can start a new one. And we're just going to connect this entire thing. Actually, so what you can do is, I'll do this, so I'll connect the entire thing. But if you don't like the letters, we can always add a text box above the badger head to make it much easier. Perfect. So technically this is all connected, but it kind of doesn't look the best because, you know, the eye I couldn't get perfect. So if you don't like any of this, I'm just going to click delete. I'm going to take my badger head, I'm going to shift, I am going to copy everything, and since I want the badger head, I can drag as well, and I want you. Since I think the badger head looks good, I'm going to group the object. So now this is one thing, and I can move it wherever with the arrow keys. Okay. So I'm going to delete all these lines that we made by again clicking shift. And deleting. So now that we have our Bucky Badger head, I'm going to align it into the center of the screen. So we're going to go down here to the align selected objects, and I'm going to align the material to the center of the page. Now I can also align it to the edge, I believe. So if I... Yeah, I don't, never mind. Outside edge, I think. Interesting. Yeah, I'll just do that. And then I'll take the image and I'll move it down. So now that the image is in the center and it's where I want it to be, I am going to add a text box. To add a text box, you will go to the T, draw text. There's a draw text within a vector box, and just draw text. Select the draw text option and type in Wisconsin Badgers or any other words you want. So I like this font. This is the font I used for my other image. And what I'm going to do is select the word again. If you want to ever edit the word, you double click on the word, make sure it's highlighted, go back to the T, draw text option, and you can delete or edit. So I'm just going to put Wisconsin. I'm going to move the badger head up, and then I'm going to create a new text box and type in badger. This will allow me to put badger underneath to fill up some space. So I'm going to double click and I'm going to align this. So I'm going to go to the selected line object, center it, and I'm going to move it up above the head, and we are going to repeat the process for the word badger. Now that I have everything aligned, and it looks about right, I think I messed this up. Yeah, I did, just a little bit. Now that I have this set up, you can do a couple different things with the word. I'm going to move this over. So I can double click on it. I can make it bigger or longer, stretch it out, and I'm going to do the same thing with the word badger. Now after I get it to where I most likely like it, I can also, after you get to where you most likely like it, I suggest saving it always, saving it regularly. So, I'm just going to save it to my downloads folder. Make sure you have a folder, a flash drive, or somewhere to put it so you don't lose any progress. So I'm just going to call it VCarve 1. You can call it whatever thing you want. Another thing I can do with the letters is I can make them curved. So if you go here to the ABC, it's on a little curve, you can click it, and I can edit the image. Actually, it's easier if I click on, where is this? Yeah, okay. So if you see, there's this little mouse with an ABC. If you click that, this allows you to curve the words how you like them. So pulling down will make the word go down. Pulling the up one will make the word go up. After you have it to where you like it, you make sure that everything that gets cut out will not fall out. So the badger words we want fall out. We want the mouth to fall out. But the problem is that this thing, click on it. Oh, I'm going to have to ungroup this. Yes. Yes. Okay. So this line right here, if this line gets cut out, the whole middle part will also get cut out. So what we are going to do is make little holes inside of the badger to be stabilizing points. So I'm just going to draw a box. It can be however big you think the point needs to be. Normally what I like to do is copy it, Control C, and I like pasting it. I can line it up then with the exact same size by side, the same distance apart by Control C and then Control V right after. After you have stabilizing points, I might need another one up top in the head here. I'm going to Control C, Control V, move it down, and edit this one so that it is smaller. And I might have to move it over, which is fine. And that should stabilize it. Now, we have to remove these little lines in between each box, and we have to remove the box. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the snipping tool. It looks like a little open scissors, which is found right here. I'm going to find the line I want to cut, and I'm going to snip. Now, I snipped the line, so I'm going to have to click undo, and I'm going to have to zoom in again. I can select this tool up here, the Zoom 2D mouse feature, the one next to the one we clicked before. I can scroll down, and I can zoom in however much I need. Now I'm going to select the same scissors tool, and I can select that inside line, and select the other lines. Now this will not fall out. Always select the line that you're cutting out before you select the box. After we get the box cut out, all snipped, you are going to take, if these are not enough points in the image to hold it after your first cut, then I suggest adding more in different various places. I'm going to remove this nose piece because it will get cut out and it's a waste if it cuts there again. So that is our badger. Now, to save it, you are going to go up here to File. You can click Save because we saved as. And then to upload it to the next step, we're going to Export. And we're going to click DXF. Save it where you'd like it. And click Save. Now, after you have saved the image, you will be going to the next step. So this is SheetCam, and we're going to show you, it looks slightly different, but it's the same concept. So, this is the red box, it should be all over, but I'm going to go File, I'm going to go Import Drawing, and then I am going to find my... right here, Badger DXF. I'm going to open it, make sure the point's in the center, and click OK. And there is our Badger. So we're going to hit the plus sign up here. It's going to make everything white. You're going to move up. It goes farther for whatever reason, but you're going to go up 2 and over 2. I'm just going to go up 1 and over 1 because there's space here, but normally you go up 2 over 2. So it's barely a gap. So to move it, you click the nesting tool. After that, you're going to click on the View Toolpaths tool. Down here, right here, there's going to be the little torch. Mine looks different because I think it's an updated version, but I'm going to click the little torch. This is also going to look a little different, I believe, I think, if I... So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to click this little torch tool. It's going to look a little different than this, but you should be able, like here, I can select what offset I want. So I want a outside offset. I select layer, so I'm just going to, so I can select Badger. And obviously there's no tools available, but it will automatically have your tool. And I can click OK, and then it will show the Badger head. And you have to create a offset for each of the things. So I'm going to go Badger. I'm going to change it to no offset. I'm going to delete this operation. And then I'm going to select the letters, do no offset again. And then I can finally select the last offset, which will be the outline. Now, after you have all this outlined, it won't work for me because I downloaded the program, but it'll look somewhat similar to this. You'll click the P, and then you'll download the tap file. And after you download the tap file, or save your tap file, you'll be able to go to the machine and cut.